and we're happy to have her on tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So, to sum up your argument or your plea to Atlantic readers for us, if you would, for people who haven't seen it.
Well, when I first read Sarah Zhang's article, I immediately thought about how dangerous it is. She essentially tries to normalize eugenics and the genocide of some of the least powerful people in the world, people with Down syndrome. And she does it by creating this no judgment narrative. And I think what was most interesting, one of the things that was most interesting about after her article came out, you know, it was a perfect example of selective leftist outrage. You know, liberals, they have no problem taking a moral stand when it's a smirk from the Covington Catholic schoolboy, but when they're faced with a real moral dilemma, with the extermination of people with Down syndrome, they say, no judgment. Great article from The Atlantic.
Well, I mean, genetic testing is reaching a place even now, and it certainly will in the future, where there are all kinds of qualities that can be detected in utero. So it's not just about children with Down syndrome. It's about all kinds of different people who could be eliminated using the same methods. You have personally experience with a sibling with Down syndrome, so it must have affected you on a more emotional level.
Yeah, it certainly did. I mean, when I read it, I immediately thought of my little sister. She's so sweet. She's adorable. She loves music. She's the favorite of our family. Even I think the favorite of my parents, although they probably won't admit it. And it made me think, really, what's at stake here? You know, in the future, like you said, I mean, science and technology is only getting better. We're going to be able to know, you know, what kind of future diseases people are going to have. You know, how tall they might be, or even what's going to be their sexual orientation before they're born.
Right.
And we need to decide as a culture, are we going to be, you know, people who discriminate against others based on their immutable qualities, or are we going to be a culture of life and of authentic tolerance?
I think that is the question. I mean, Planned Parenthood was created to commit genocide against African Americans. We pretend that's not true. It is true. And I wonder what kind of response you got for saying the obvious, which is, hold on, this is a human being you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I think that part of the reason why I mean, I got some positive responses. I mean, that's true, mostly from parents who have children with disabilities, and talk about, you know, how wonderful it is and what a blessing it is. But there's also, you know, some negative responses as well. And I think that, you know, first of all, that has to do with abortion politics in America. They can't say anything that goes against that. But also, you know, in foreign countries like Denmark, we have to think about why it's so bad in Denmark. I mean, only 18 children with Down syndrome were born in Denmark last year. I mean, that's an incredible number. So why is it happening? It's happening because they have universal health care. There's an incentive to not have people with disabilities. Because,
exactly.
you know, more people with disabilities, it causes strains on the state. And that's the original goals of eugenics in Nazi Germany. It didn't end with World War II. It's alive and well today.
You know, you see people like the head of the Soros Foundations, or, you know, Barack Obama and his wife pretending that they're standing up for the weakest. You actually are in this case. Evita Duffy, I appreciate your coming on tonight.
Thank you.